Hey everyone, welcome back. We started the day with fresh coffee and a locally rolled cigar. Such a classic Viñales moment. After that, we headed to the farm, where I had the chance to volunteer. You might remember this amazing old man from my earlier videos. He's the one who rolled a cigar for me. On my last day here, he invited me to spend some time on the farm, and I couldn't resist. The moment I stepped onto the field, I felt the warmth of the people. Everyone was so welcoming, eager to share their knowledge and traditions. I got to see how they grow and plant everything right here, using methods passed down through generations. They don't rely on chemicals, just natural farming techniques that have been used for centuries. What's grown here doesn't travel far. Everything goes straight from the fields to the farm's own restaurant, keeping it fresh, organic, and full of flavor. It's true farm-to-table living. One of the highlights was learning about the process of drying and fermenting tobacco leaves. Carefully hang them in drying houses for weeks, allowing the flavors to develop naturally. It's a slow, intentional process, just like everything else on this farm. I also got to meet some goats and see something really special. Mountain bees. These aren't like regular bees. They don't sting. They're a unique species that naturally settle in this area. The farmers built simple wooden structures for them, allowing them to produce honey without interference. No artificial hives, no forced production, just nature doing its thing. It's one of the many things that makes this farm so different. Being here, surrounded by all this raw authenticity, made me appreciate the beauty of a slower, more intentional way of living. It's a lifestyle that values patience, craft, and connection to the land. I was literally not expecting anything like that in Cuba. I was not even expecting to see a farm like this. I could volunteer in Cuba. When you search before you visit a place and you want to learn more about it, then you see a bunch of places that are interesting to visit, you know? But this was not on the list. I think I was so open to receive what was gonna come to me when I was traveling, especially having no plan, helped me have an opportunity like this. I didn't fill my days with plans. It was all unexpected. So if you really want to dive deep into Cuban culture, just have a conversation with locals. The next day, I hopped on a taxi colectivo back to Matanzas because my flight to Canada was coming up. I spent a few days exploring the city, walking through streets filled with art. The woman working at my Airbnb was so kind. She was happy to show me how to get around like a local. She even taught me how to take the local bus, warning me that if they immediately recognize me as a tourist, they might try charging me a higher fare. And thanks to her, I got to experience Matanzas in a way I never would have on my own. And just before my flight, I had one last adventure, a visit to a cave that completely changed my perspective. It was unlike anything I had ever seen. The crystal formations inside were glorious, almost otherworldly, standing there surrounded by nature's hidden beauty. I had this overwhelming feeling that travel isn't just about places. It's about moments like this, moments that shift something inside you. Cuba was an adventure I'll never forget, and I'm grateful for everything I learned along the way. Now it's time for the next chapter.